Hello friends, good morning. It is Friday and I am excited because I am about to go see Spider-Man. And so I'm wearing my Captain America shirt. We're gonna work out afterwards and hey, that's the fun deal, right? But anyways guys, I wanted to go ahead and share this quick Facebook Live because I haven't been giving updates all week like I was last week, and so I thought, hey, why not just kind of do a big update with a couple lessons along the way, because this has actually come up with a couple of our coaching students, and if 2 people, 3 people say it at like 3 separate times, then it's almost like if it happens multiple times for multiple people, then there's probably far more other people that could benefit from the ideas, because these students are really noticing some really good ones. And nice, Paul got it. And so in a nutshell, guys, like the idea of this one is how to make healthy choices when I have no willpower. Now, first off, it's almost like I know I shouldn't eat the cookie, but I eat the cookie anyway, and then I eat 2. Or I know that I should work out, and I know it's good for me, and I know that I feel good afterwards, but I just choose not to for whatever reason, right? And this is not to, and so like, oh my goodness, I just claim I have no willpower. And so that's, that's a choice, right? And you could say that you have no willpower. Now here's the thing, willpower is actually like a muscle, and it can be grown, so it can be grown, but this video isn't about that, right? This video is actually about, okay, let's say that you're stuck with the amount of willpower that you have. How the heck do you get results and make better decisions even though you have no willpower and you can't grow it, which you can, but let's say you don't, right? And that's what this is about. And so I'm gonna say this very, very slowly. Paul got it, nailed it right on the head. The best way to make good decisions when you have no willpower is to remove the bad decisions. I'll say that again. The best way, another way, right? The best way to make a good choice all the time is to remove the bad choices, okay? So let's go ahead and bring this as an example, right? Most of us, okay, I'm not gonna say everyone, most of us, we think, I'm gonna brush my teeth before I leave the house. Or even if you think that, it's probably a habit that you don't even think about. But it's not an option to leave the house without brushing your teeth. Most of us, right? If you want to, have friends, but that's a choice, right? So that's part of it. Now the next thing is a lot of parents, right? Even if the kid doesn't want to wear clothes, going to school without clothes is not an option, right? And should I dress my kids today before taking them to school? It's like, it's not an option to think, are the kids gonna wear clothes to school, right? Now here's the thing, you took the time to brush your teeth. Yeah, it only took a minute, and it took time to dress the kids, and sometimes you have to fight them, and they're like all this kind of stuff. And we hear stories and we laugh now, but we are soon to be parents. We're about 8 weeks away, or less than that actually. And so we'll probably be crying later, but we'll see what happens, right? But it's a funny scenario when you see it or hear about it, right? About how you put on clothes and the kids remove the clothes, but the parents keep on putting on the clothes before taking the kids to school, because the kids going to school without clothes is not an option. And so again, guys, that could be worked into our healthy habits too, where the best way to make a good choice is to remove the bad choice as a choice, right? That's just not optional, right? That's it. And here's an example, right? I don't know if you knew this, but willpower, just like I said, it's like a muscle. It's like a muscle, and that's got pros and cons, right? Where willpower, it's almost like every day that we wake up, we're actually we wake up with a certain amount of willpower, or I guess you could say decision-making energy, okay? And what happens is that decision-making energy is finite. It's like a muscle. Like in the beginning of a workout, you're like fresh, you're strong, you're energetic. At the end of a workout, you're like exhausted, you're tired, you can't lift the weight that you did in the beginning. And that makes sense because you're tired, right? And that's also why people tend to make poor decisions at dinner more than breakfast, because they're tired. Their decision-making power is tired, right? Now, the cool thing about a muscle is that willpower can also be grown and strengthened like a muscle. So that's the cool part. So it's not stuck. But just to give it more of a visual, I made a handy dandy picture. And so this is my, I don't know if it's backwards or not, but what this says is the why we have no willpower. So this is my why we have no willpower chart. You're welcome. And so this is a battery, in case you guys can't tell. This is the best I can do. And let's say we all wake up like a phone battery. And this is the amount of decision-making energy that we have, right? And we wake fully charged, like we're ready for the day, right? But understand that every single decision that we make, deciding what to eat for breakfast, we lose a little bit of that willpower. Deciding what song to listen to in the commute to work, deciding what, if you're trying for growth and trying to learn more about a particular topic, deciding what book to listen to, how long to listen to it, which podcast to listen to, which episode to listen to. All of that stuff, all of those decisions, it slowly chips away at our decision-making battery, just like our phone battery. Every call we make, the battery goes down a little bit. You know, however little, you know, like very, very small. But over time, we end up with a dead battery, or we end up with no decision-making power towards the end of the day. Again, that's why people often make poor choices at dinner after a long day, rather than, and they make better choices in the morning, because they're deciding better in the morning, but they're just exhausted at night, because at the end of a long work day, there's like, I put the red here for visual purposes, but there's like nothing left, right? And so after all the decisions made in the day, like at work, you go to work, like we have a lot of our students there, you know, quick example, they're, let's say, creative directors, managers, doctors, nurses, business owners, all that kind of stuff. And there's all these moving parts, and there's all these decisions that they have to make and go all day. And then when they get home, they have to go pick up the kids and do all this stuff. And then they have to go ahead and make everything and all this kind of stuff. And then finally, when they get ready to eat their dinner, they're just like, oh my God, I was so busy all day. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. You know, I'm just going to eat whatever, right? I'm just going to eat like whatever's in the fridge. I'm just going to eat whatever's in the cupboard. And that is, yes, you could say I have no willpower, but you could also say that your battery ran out. You know, and it would make sense that you make a poor decision, because you're actually not deciding. You're going for the path of least resistance, and often the path of least resistance is the thing that's most available. And often the thing that's most available are the snacks, are the treats, are the ready-made fake foods. That would make sense. And so a way to get around that is, what if that same exact person, same exact scenario, same exact willpower, same day, same everything, right? But instead of snack foods and fake foods and all that kind of stuff that are prepared in the fridge and in the cupboards, what if that good food was there, right? They're just like, okay, this week I know I'm not going to have the willpower out of a long day after the kids and work and all the stuff that I have to do for the house. What if I just take an hour over the weekend and just make like dinners? And I'm just going to put them in the fridge, so that way when I'm exhausted and I'm not going to decide anything, there's no bad choices to make. You know what I mean? The best thing to do would be to actually throw away everything right now, throw out all the stuff, you know, because you'll automatically make good decisions when the bad decision is not there. And that's just going to be part of the deal, right? And that just kind of goes into, like, let's say even this whole idea of raw vegan, right? It's day 12 for me. I'm feeling pretty good, but fake foods are not an option for me. It's just not a choice. It's not there, right? So right there, Mike, right there. Let's go into brighter and younger. I'm not sure what he's saying about that, but anyways, right there, we'll talk about the end of the month, huh? But don't worry about it. But anyways, guys, the whole idea is this idea of raw vegan, eating more whole foods. The fake foods is not an option, right? So if you want to eat more real food, then remove the, oh, thank you, Mike. Thank you. But let's say we remove the bad decisions as a choice, right? And so that's the interesting thing. Let's say intermittent fasting. I'm going to say that because Mike's on and he's doing intermittent fasting, right? Now, intermittent fasting, in a nutshell, you're basically choosing to have an eating window of 8 to 10 hours or 10 to 12. Men, 8 to 10, women, 10 to 12, because that's how biology is set up for men and women. But at the same time, what it does is it actually, and you just don't eat the rest of the time. So let's say for men, right, you're eating from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., right? You don't eat before 12, you don't eat after 8. And so what happens is it's much easier to say, I'm not eating than I'm not eating that, right? The decision's removed, and that's how you make a good decision. The decision is gone, right? And at the same time, cool thing about intermittent fasting, guys, for anyone that's diabetic, it actually increases insulin sensitivity. So anyone that's diabetic, pre-diabetic, or has that in their family, I would definitely recommend looking into it. And if you want to know more, then we'll chat and stuff, right? But in a nutshell, what's really neat about that intermittent fasting is that because the eating window is so small, you're actually less likely to overeat on snacks, because you're eating at 12, right? Stuffing your face because you're hungry, and then you're full, and then you're not hungry again until like 4, and then you want to stuff your face again at like 7:45, because as soon as it hit 8, you can't eat anymore. And so you didn't have time to snack, so you didn't have time to make that poor snacking decision. And if you still are snacking, you could also say, I'm not going to eat snacks anymore. That's what we've actually done with a lot of our students. It's really, really funny. But, oh man, I snack too much. Stop snacking. Only eat meals. Because the whole idea, by the way, of eating 6 small meals during the day, that actually is a myth. It's actually not true. That, I don't know if you guys knew that, but it was thought to be true, and so they kind of like said it was true. But when it was actually studied, like 3 meals a day, 3 big meals versus 6 small meals, the 6 small meals gained more weight and got worse results than the 3 big meals. Reason was because not because of the calories, but because of human behavior. People that ate the 6 small meals, they ended up snacking more, and so they developed a snacking habit, and so they ended up eating far more calories than the 3 big meals. And so it actually doesn't matter if you do 3 big meals, 6 small meals, as long as the overall food load is the same. Okay, and so it's a myth, kind of like milk builds strong bones. That's a myth too. It actually builds osteoporosis, but we say it enough times and people believe it. And so it's that whole idea, right? But in a nutshell, it's almost like the idea, again, is the best way to make a good choice is to remove the bad choice as an option. And we can't necessarily control all the choices we make in a day, but last thing of the chart, the best thing we can do is to make all choices, or make all our decisions, easy or automatic. Because if we make our choices easy or automatic, then understand that we can make good choices. So here's what I mean by easy. You don't have the energy or the willpower to make yourself work out after a long day of work. Get up early, even if you have to wake up at 4 a.m. I did it for 5 years, right? To go ahead and get it done. That way you use that decision-making power in the beginning, and then you have this over the rest of the day, and you just make the rest of the day automatic, knowing that you're going to run that. Let's say you don't want to make food. You can either spend an hour over the weekend meal prepping. By the way, we're meal prepping tonight if you guys want to join us, if you're in your local. But the whole idea is, okay, meal prep in the morning. Like meal prep your dinner in the morning when you make your breakfast. Right? A lot of people love the USANA My Smart Shakes, right? And okay, instead of like having the bagel as an option, if you also want something healthy, I just have a smoothie in the morning, or I have a shake in the morning. Done. Easy, right? And so the overall idea though, guys, is set yourself up to win by making decisions, making the bad decision not an option. Just like the kids aren't gonna go to school without wearing clothes. I'm not gonna leave the house without wearing clothes, hopefully, or brushing my teeth, hopefully, like that kind of stuff, right? Not showering for 3 weeks is not an option, hopefully. And if we make some of our healthy habits set up in that way where we don't necessarily think of them as optional, that's why the whole raw vegan thing I think is really, really interesting. Just because eating fake foods is not optional, so people are gonna get better results. And Mike said, my skin looks brighter, and thank you, and that's cool. But the whole idea is we can't control every decision that we make, and we can't control our environment all the time, but the ones that you can control, make them earlier in the day, or make them automatic and set up where it doesn't matter when you make them. You know what I mean? And so if you need more help setting up those habits to become what we've been calling the automatic athlete, where you just, the decisions are made, the habits are set up in place. Whether you're going turtle or hare, you'll get the results. Then we'd love to jump on a consultation just to kind of see where you guys are at, how you need help, just to go ahead and help you set up those habits, because there are some global habits that are true for all of us, 80% about, but that other 20%, that's like individual, and no one is the same. And so if you need help with that individual part, then we can, and maybe cutting through the fluff on the 80% part, then we'd love to help you out. But other than that, guys, just let us know. Text us, call us, Facebook Messenger is great. I'm on there all the time. But also, for those of you guys that are local, we're doing a raw vegan meal prep tonight, okay? And Vicky's gonna be making brownies. She's gonna be making, I think, like fettuccine. I know, right? What? Anyway, she's gonna be making, we're gonna be making a bunch of different things, guys. And so if you're interested, it's gonna be at 7 o'clock tonight. So it's gonna be the luckiest meal prep in the world. 7/7/17 at 7. You might wanna buy a lottery ticket before you come, and we'll see the winning numbers together. But anyways, guys, take care. If anything, guys, no matter what, this whole idea of even like helping you guys out and setting up these habits to win. This is just kind of like my raw vegan update, but also something I've noticed along our students is I really, really do believe that this could help. So I hope that it serves you. I hope that it helps you. This whole idea of even Do Your Awesome, guys. Like someone asked me the other day, what's that about? And it's almost like in any video, any call, anything that I know that I've done, right? It's almost like I knew I'd done my job when you can look at, like, let's say the awesome infinite horizon on a hike or a beautiful ocean or anything like that. And you can look in the mirror with that same sense of awe. And that is my goal, because at the end of the day, the world needs us to all of us to use that unique difference that we all have to make a difference the way that only we can. So if anything, I appreciate you, I believe in you, and I challenge you to do your awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys. I'll actually talk to a lot of you guys tonight.